again, everybody. Isaac Rosenthal here with you one more time, joined by Inaki Gonzalo. We've got a non-league friendly game tonight. Lane United Football Club hosting Club Jalisco from Springfield's Liga Unida. So the level of competition a little bit different tonight. Lane United will look a little bit different tonight. We see some faces in the lineup we haven't seen in a while. Dylan Nino gets the start. Hakeem Ward, we've seen him a couple times, but he'll move up front, which is a role we haven't seen him in too often, but he's looked very productive when he's been there. Another interesting note for the Reds in midfield tonight, Vicente Mora involved in the midfield, but different position for Mora than usual as he moves to sort of a holding midfield role. And then Aiden Johnson will move up front in that central attacking midfield role that we've usually seen Mora in. So just rotating some pieces around for John Gallus. Some names you might notice or recognize on the Club Jalisco roster as well. Some Lane United alumni on that squad. Dion Jones, Luke Connolly, Edgar Gomez, maybe one or two other names that we see later on. You got any expectations for us tonight, Iñaki?
For sure. This is, as you said, is not part of the competition of the PDL, but this is for Lane United another great opportunity to show the players to the community. At the same time, for the coaching staff, it's a good opportunity to try new formations or new tweaks that you can utilize moving on for the next game on Wednesday against Timbers U23. And then ultimately it's a game about what is going on about soccer here in Lane County. And that's why we have a nice amount of people today on the stands, and it's supposed to be also a good day for celebrating soccer in the community.
Yeah, and it should just, we've seen it. It might even be a little bit different of an environment than we saw the friendly against teams like South Sound. It will still be competitive, but maybe a little bit less aggression in this game than some other friendlies. But that said, Jalisco still wants to play as well as they can tonight. If you're looking for what to expect in this game, last year Lane United hosted a group of all-stars from Liga Unida. Not quite the same group. That was an 8-0 Lane United victory, but may look very different today facing an actual team that is a cohesive group that's played together. So we will have to monitor as we are underway. At the back, Lane United look very similar today with Mitch LeGros and Jonathan Stadler. Ben Willis is in goal again. Ben's sporting the sweats today. And LeGros plays that one down the wing for Teron. Heads it up forward, trying to move around his man and just knocked out a play by Jalisco as we pass the 1-minute plateau. Touch from Ward and how to play again. Jalisco will earn their first possession. As Iñaki said, we'll be resuming PDL Northwest Division action on Wednesday. Lane United will host the Timbers U23s. 2 games against the Timbers already this year, both up north. A win and a very exciting draw. And the Reds will try to finish out the season undefeated against their neighbors from the northern part of the state. Reds have dropped to 3rd place in the division by virtue of their inactivity, as the Sounders got the win over the Crossfire to move back into the lead, and that ball played through the box too far out in front of anybody and will be a goal kick coming up for Jonathan Morales, the starting keeper today for Jalisco. Not sure we'll ever get a close enough camera angle to see it, but something I noticed before the game, the Jalisco jerseys are sort of, your run-of-the-mill catalog soccer jerseys for a kind of men's league team. They've got Fly Emirates on the front, except for the keeper's jersey, sponsored by Ferrari. Not an everyday sighting. Knocked forward by Lane United. This could be an attack straight through and just chipped forward there by Isma Fernandez after the ball played through to him by Cobos. And Cobos now pressuring the goalkeeper, and he's got to play that one quickly. He can do no better than to knock it out of play. Bringing us back to the middle now, Aiden Johnson. And now Legros. Legros moving up the pitch, slides it out for Nino. Nino thought about making a run, will instead go back for Legros, and now knocked forward again, Moray. And high shot attempt there. Not much to trouble Morales.
As you mentioned before, Vicente Mora is playing in what is called a holding midfielder position, but in his case, because he's a very skillful technically player, it's more about still distributing the ball and making the team goes in one direction, goes in another direction. So he's. I actually think that this is a good proof also for next game for Team Best U23, and it's a different kind of holding midfielder. That's what I'm trying to say than the one Mitch Lagro or Dirk used to play for Lane United. So even if it's not a competitive game, you also make some proofs, some new formations that can be utilized moving on.
And Akeem Ward tried to knock that one forward for Rolando Velasquez, another name we haven't seen all too much of this season for Lane United, but certainly a talented player in his own right for Oregon State, and very skilled dribbler. And I'm sure he's probably got a trick or two in his back pocket that this is the kind of game he might like to bring that out in.
And Rolando Velasquez is one of those players that has have less minutes than many others in this starting lineup. So for him, as for other substitutions, it's about really showing that you can play and gaining confidence and making it difficult for the coaching staff in order to decide. So for him especially, for Alberto Cobos as well, it's really a moment to prove yourself.
Yeah, and Cobos, I think, is, you know, especially because this is a team for Lane United. The question mark at the beginning of the year was, where are the goals going to come from? And here we are in late June, and it's a problem for John Gallis to pick two names to put up there, because you've got so many different ways you can look up top. Akeem Ward can play at fullback, but he can also play as kind of a forward winger like we're seeing him today. Tomasevich has really come into that role as a larger target up top. You know, lots of different things that can be done. So that's a problem you want to have, certainly, as a coach. Knockdown for Teron. Teron might be the first name on the team sheet most days. Has started most games this season at that fullback position. And now it comes for Dylan Nino on the opposite wing. And Nino will think about it and then just play back for Legros now across to Stadler. Long ball forward for Fernandez. Fernandez may get some time and gets around one tackle, still on the ball, now around another. And ball bouncing around the feet there, but it will come for Jalisco. No opportunity came out of that one for Lane United, despite the threat. Still very early days, just 7 minutes gone. And Cobos forward for Ward. Ward pulls it back, trying to keep it going. And now trying to get it back. A couple of Jalisco men run into each other, and that will allow Dylan Nino the opportunity to have the ball played for him. Now Ward again to the middle, and that's headed forward, and there's some contact right at the edge of the box. Boot came up a little bit high and caught Velasquez there.
Yeah, it's not expected in a game like this to have many faults, many free kicks, but this is one area again that first Lane United should improve moving forward, and then this is one area that you can definitely take advantage in a game like this. because this is game situation. So you can prove the things that you can work on in the training session, and hopefully Lane United get some confidence in this free kick as well.
And it's Mora and Fernandez. It's going to be Mora. He will go direct for the near post and hits the side netting there. Good look. It was in the Liga Unida game last year that Richie Hurtado scored what may have been the goal of the season off of a throw-in right and around that same part of the field, and the ball just rolled to him. He was afforded about a 10-yard radius of space from 25 or so yards out, and he just said, why not, and took the shot and found the top corner. That time it's going to be a goal kick for the visitors.
At the same time, I think that this first half especially is very important for Lane United. Try to be disciplined and try to play the game plan that you are going to also play against Timbers in a sense, because it's expected that Jalisco is going to be disciplined the first 15 minutes, the first maybe 30 minutes of the game. But as the game moves forward, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them, and we are going to see more substitutions. So also the flow of the game kind of it's been interrupted. So it's in these first 15, 20, 25 minutes, I expect Lane United to play their best soccer in this game.
And a little bit of life shown from Jalisco there as through ball played forward, had to be knocked out by Lane United, and now trying to bring it back in. It's knocked out of play by Jalisco. So just as quickly as it starts for the visitors, the Reds of the ball again. Nino back for Legros and right back to Dylan. Off the back of a Jalisco player. And Velasquez now for Ward. Dylan Nino sliding behind him, but he'll move back for Mora. And Stadler sees his pass go out, knocked out by Brian Avila, so another Lane United throw-in.
And Jalisco has the whole team now in the half, and they are playing as a schema 4-1-4-1. But the more important thing is that they accumulate as much as 9-10 men on their half. So again, it's a great practice in order to figure out how to penetrate these really crowded defenses for Lane United. And this is something that you are going to see also in competitive games.
Bit of a considerably different challenge than the Reds faced last week against Calgary. Foothills would kind of stuffed everyone in the middle of the park, made it very hard to get the ball forward. With Jalisco here, the Reds able to get the ball forward a little bit, but then the attacking third is very, very crowded as that shot came through, and is a relatively easy save made by Morales, but good shot along the carpet.
And we mentioned that one of the ways when these crowded defense are playing against you is just proving the long distance shots, and that's one thing that Vicente Mora and Isma Fernandez usually do, and they have to continue to do. And now we have a chance for Jalisco. And
good move there made by Jalisco's number 5, and hey, you might remember that name, it's Dion Jones.
Mm-hmm. Two seasons play for Lane United, yeah. Right?
And good skill on the ball there.
So let's see if Lane United,
Oh, this is dangerous, played direct for Ward. He's got some speed, but Morales will come out and meet the ball halfway in his box. Probably a good thing he did.
Mm-hmm. And again, those balls are nice balls, but they are very, very difficult to execute. We repeat ourselves because of the wind, because how fast the field is, and even if Akim is a really fast player, those are difficult to perform. But Yeah, this kind of defense by Jalisco is what Victoria Highlanders, for example, Washington Crossfire kind of do when they are in front of the goal. So this is a great opportunity for Lane United. And let's see if in this right flank with Akeem Ward, Dylan Nino, Rolando Velázquez, like right now, Lane United can produce numerical superiority and chances.
And good job by Jones there. Just got a shoulder to that to knock it out of play. Couldn't go direct to Nino. Starting over on the throw-in is Lane United, and now Jalisco take over through Edgar Gomez. Gomez, another Lane United alum, and probably visually the most recognizable player on the pitch right now with the full face of hair.
He also played 2 seasons for Lane United, right? And in their case, in the case of Edgar and Luke Connolly as well, and Dion Jones, they play a little bit with the chip on their shoulders. They want to prove themselves, and they have the level of PDL as well. So that's why the score is still tie, and it's a competitive proof for Lane United, and that's what you expect and you want.
And Velázquez on the ball now will play it forward for Ward. Knocked out wide for Nino. And it has been very much this right flank so far for Lane United, as Nino plays it for Ward, and Ward will try to do-si-do his man around. Keeping the ball is Akeem, and moves it now back for Mora. Mora to Nino again through the box, and Velázquez on it. Velázquez will play it in, headed forward, and offside flag was up against Alberto Cobos there. Quarter of an hour or so passed in this game, no score. Liga Unida representatives for this season for Lane United, Club Jalisco, and you know very well the boys in red.
Now, once you accumulate players on one area, like before in the right flank, you have to, or you go to the cross and expecting that there are enough numbers in the box to gain the ball, or you try to change and swift to the unmarked and empty space. And I think that Lane United in the play before, they didn't do either of one, and that's why they didn't produce a good chance.
And little touch foul there goes against Jalisco, so Lane United with the free kick, and it'll be interesting to see what they do here, if they just play it quickly, or it looks like they will indeed go for the more orchestrated set piece. And you've mentioned it a couple of times this season. This is an area, well, they do play back, but this is an area we want to see Lane United improve in. And Nino's offside.
And we can see that it's still an area to improve, because the ball went back, and then when was a game for Vicente Mora right in the same position. So that's one area to keep working and polishing, especially when competitive games are on.
Visitors in blue trying to find Adrian Farina there, but those long balls, as you said, very, very difficult, and the Reds more than equal to it. But Dion Jones got it back and earned some possession for Jalisco. And there is Edgar Gomez trying to play forward for Farina again. Isma Fernandez comes back to collect for Lane United. And Legro on the ball again for Nino. And there's a long diagonal cross-field ball played by Mora. Will find Teron. And now back to Ward, who's played really on both sides up top today. Couldn't slide it through for Mora, going all the way down there. Not Mora.
Aidan Johnson.
Aidan Johnson, 15 there.
Mm-hmm. And that was an excellent ball, recognized and executed by Vicente Mora to Carlos Terron. And yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to variate the kind of game you are doing, and I think Vicente Mora has really a good sense to do that. He's able to play on the right directions most of the time, and that's something very difficult to do when you are down there on the field.
And here we go again for Jalisco, trying to create something, but Stadler got on the ball and then he got tugged a little bit, so a stress-free restart coming for Lane United. For Velasquez on the near side. And back now to Legros. And Johnson slides it over the diving attempt for Jalisco. Now Mora on the ball. Mora slides for Teron. 18th minute, and Mora will now move in behind Teron. Good combination there. And now to the box, the header there, and will go wide.
Best play of the evening for the Reds, initiated by a great through ball by Aidan Johnson, and then Vicente Mora, not only recognizing the pass, but then overlapping and creating just by himself a very nice chance for Alberto Cobos.
And that's a long run for Mora. It's a long run for
absolutely,
for
absolutely. Yes, definitely. But he's able to recognize those things, and in this case, also able to perform. And it's an interesting evening for Alberto Cobos, as you mentioned, because this should be an evening in which he has more chances to put the ball in the net and hopefully convert at least one of those to gain confidence.
And Velasquez on the ball now. Velasquez will play long direct for Teron, or for Fernandez. And Fernandez now slowing it down a bit. Then the long shot comes through and the save made. Another one, and that one will go wide, and flag may have been otherwise up.
Okay, 3 times in a row that we have to mention positively Vicente Mora. Again, recognition that was a ball to shoot, and it was a great save by the Jalisco goalkeeper.
Visitors restart. They're trying to play for
Jonathan Morales. Yeah, Johnny Morales is the goalkeeper of Jalisco. It was a great save.
And touch from Willis again. Think Ben's been watching the Euros maybe with those sweatpants on?
I thought the same exact thing.
And
this is the soccer war.
Cobos now back for Legros. Legros for Velasquez. Velasquez trying to beat 3 men himself, and he did, and then that shot just not able to dip really anywhere near quite enough, but you have to applaud the effort.
Yeah, and Velasquez has a really nice shot. So yeah, he's another one. I didn't mention him before, able to do those things. So getting closer, recognizing the long shot distance are one way to really penetrate this defense. I would like to see a little bit more getting onto the end line and going for crosses, and let's see if we got some of those, because those are really good chances for the forwards when those happen.
And knocked again forward for Lane United. Teron giving chase, and knocked away by Jalisco, but comes right back for the Reds. And well, we'll keep shooting from 30 yards, 40 yards, and
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
It's good. It's good because we know that is one way to do it. But again, it's now time to recognize other solutions and to produce those other solutions. Nice chance now for Jalisco.
And that can get by Nino, an even nicer one for Dion Jones. And look out there, has to create a fire now at the other end of the field. Hakeem Ward pulled down at least the yellow card, and I think only the yellow card.
Yeah.
Ward in a heap.
Mm-hmm. Right in a moment in which Jalisco was going high, they just get a little exposed in their back, and it was just going to the races by Hakeem Ward and Luke Connolly, who was had to interrupt that occasion. So it's also a proof that this is competitive, and in that situation you just go for the fault, and which is better for your team. And now another great chance for Lane United in this free kick.
And again, Luke Connolly, one of those names you may remember, even if you have not seen too much of the Reds. Connolly, I believe, another South Eugene product.
And it's gonna be Alberto Cobos. Let's see if this is the moment in which he start counting goals for Lane United.
So here is Cobos. Certainly a dangerous position to shoot from on the free kick. He'll get it through and chipped off the wall. Will eventually turn into a goal kick. Diving forward to try and get the deflection in was Nino, but he knocked it out of play. So through 25 minutes or so here, certainly the possession dictated by Lane United and the attacks dictated by Lane United, but the only important statistic in this one is still deadlocked at 0. Jalisco doing a good job holding on, and they've created a couple of rushes down the field themselves, and one notable scary moment for Ben Willis. Connolly with the restart, headed away. Lane United now. Velasquez, Nino could start us up the races. No, it is Velasquez. And back for Ward. Ward lost it and tries to take it away from Dion Jones. Doing a lot of running around there is Ward. And Cobos pressuring now. Isma Fernandez giving pressure, and Jalisco will just play to the back. Now given away to Ward. And Ward tried to connect with Cobos. They couldn't combine. And the throw-in comes here for Lane United, knocked out a play by Jalisco.
The previous play with Hakeem Ward and Luke Connolly has also increased the level of emotions in the game as well. Again, these little things, these sporadic plays that happen in the game just change the game, just mentally, physically, or emotionally. And I think that now also the players are starting to feel like this is more competitive right now. So we are going to enjoy probably much more in these next minutes as well.
I think also well, here we got a cross in and trying to find the head of Velasquez there. Now it'll go out of play. Goal kick coming up. Every moment, though, that Jalisco hold Lane United scoreless, there's that much more confidence that builds for them, and maybe that much more frustration for the Reds. You'd still fancy them to score a couple of times tonight, the way these first 26 minutes have gone, but they haven't done it yet. Goes by the heads of Velasquez and Farina. And it's Lane United's throw-in. There's another collision. Just bodies running into each other there. Mora kept it alive. Teron now. And it'll roll back for Jalisco. And McGraw now will play back for Ben Willis, who gets to touch the ball again. McGraw to Mora, and Velasquez. Velasquez has it taken away by Jones. Jones keeps it alive on the sideline. Has to let everyone else catch up with him. Now tries to play for the middle, and a little too fancy from Jalisco. Mora back for Johnson. Johnson being shadowed by Edgar Gomez, so he knocks it forward in the direction of Alberto Cobos, but too much mustard on it, and it's into touch for a throw-in.
Yeah, it's time for Lane United um, to, to recall what is important in this game, which is just getting the reading of competition again, getting just more minutes on your legs, more competitive minutes, putting together the game plan as well, circulate the ball, those kind of things. So it's good if Jalisco is also putting some pressure and just making their presence feel. So this is what you want actually as a player. I would prefer this and not being just 4 or 5-0. This is so I don't think it's a matter of frustration. It's a matter of recognizing that the team you got in front is maybe better than you expect, and you are gonna enjoy more this challenge as a player and as a team.
And you wonder too how much of the difference in what this game looks like compared to last year's game against the Liga Unida All-Stars, and just being that this is a team that has played together before. There's defined roles. You know how other people on the team play. But that said, you know, it's 0-0 now. The 29th minute could still have 8-0 or so by the end of the game. And here's an opportunity for Isma. Save made. And bouncing around again. Could come back for Lane United. And now brief touches for Jalisco.
That was a very nice through ball for Isma Fernandez and an excellent save by Johnny Morales, the goalkeeper of Jalisco, and it's just the second excellent save by the goalkeeper, and the goalkeepers play, and this is why they are there. And so Jalisco has a great goalkeeper, and again, this is only better for the challenge you are facing as a Lane United player.
More knocked that one forward, but intercepted by Jalisco. Now they'll start to take over again, playing through Farina, and into touch, Lane United's ball. Stadler for Legros, and Legros will play out to Velasquez. Velasquez, couple of options. Dribbling is one of them, and he'll get by one man with that option. Fired it into the box from there and knocked that into play. Corner coming up for Lane United. Yet another opportunity to practice that set piece in a game situation.
Yeah, it was a great effort by Velasquez. He was a little bit too isolated, but he was trying to get into the end line and making those crosses that we were wishing to look. Let's see, near post. Yeah, he's going near.
And it'll come now back out to Fernandez, the corner taker. Brings it in again, going for the heads and not quite able to make it work. Back now for Johnson, all the way back for Stadler. Stadler's got Farina trailing him, and he'll just play it back. Now for Isma again. Trying to gain possession is Isma, and that one didn't bend. Scoreless still, minute 32. Clear edge on shots on goal for Lane United.
Yeah, Jalisco is doing a good job in accumulating numbers in the middle. Edgar Gomez with Amaya Avila, Isaías Gonzalez, they are all playing really compact in the middle, and it's just making it a little bit difficult to Lane United. At the same time, if you are still not being able to circulate the ball quickly enough, you can also try to be a little more aggressive and going 1v1, because again, that's the easier way to create numerical advantage and to go and moving forward. So it's also Lane United has tried with the long shots, and also being 1v1 as Rolando Velasquez did it before is another way to expose that you are a better team.
And there's the long shot opportunity for the other side for Jalisco, taken from just outside the box by Erasmo Salgado.
Yeah, Erasmo Salgado, he also played for South Eugene High School, and there are also other members who play for South Eugene High School. So most of these plays are just showcasing the culture and the way that soccer keeps building and being part of the community here in Lane County.
And South Eugene's a good soccer school too. It's not just, oh, they play for the local high school. That's a good soccer team that the Axemen put together.
Indeed.
33rd minute. And knocked out of play. Jalisco missing out on the opportunity. Playing through for Ward, and Ward trying to win it back after he lost it there. And Velasquez will get it back, but Gomez takes it right back away. Gomez for Farina again. And little arm tugging there, but no more. Edgar Gomez on the ball, and Ward will get a little bit of a lecture from the referee. And now the ball for Raheem Ward. For Isma Fernandez and Alteron. Dion Jones, that went off of somebody's hand, and it was the hand of Dylan Nino.
Luke Connolly is going to look for Aiden Farina. Now for.
And Nino will go back to get that one and try to play direct, but he's fouled in the process. That's something we've seen Lane United do now twice today, is just as soon as it gets advanced up the field against them, they'll play the long ball through. Worked a little better for Ward the first time, but neither time able to go all the way. Stadler rolling it for LeGros. And Nino right back to Mitch. And he'll play for Ward now. Nino runs behind him, but it'll go back instead to LeGros. Now Stadler. Stadler trying to slide it through the middle for Cobos, but couldn't get it through the forest. Foul there in the middle of the park. And we'll have the trainer come out to look at
Carlos Terron. It was.
Oh, the red card comes out. Did you see a red card in that challenge?
No. Yeah, it was a foul by Paul Beach to Carlos Terron.
A foul, yes. A yellow card, sure, but a red card does perhaps seem harsh, and we will.
As a player and as a commentator, I don't like that call, the red card. I think that the game was competitive. It was probably a little bit hard, the fault, so you can call definitely a yellow card. But I think that this is not what you like in a game like this, because now Jalisco is going to feel a little that has been judged a little too harsh, and it's going to be counterproductive in my opinion. But has already happened. We have to move on, and hopefully Carlos Terron is good.
I've never seen a referee take the card away once he gives it.
Well, there happens a lot of things in the soccer game, but hopefully Carlos is fine. I'm sure Paul it's a little, yeah, is not feeling happy also about what happened. But yeah, let's just keep moving from this play and just keep enjoying the game. I just didn't like the call, but that's all.
You know, from my own perspective, to put the fan hat on for a moment here, from Lane United perspective, you really want to play against 11 in a game like this, where you're trying to stay fit and roll things out. And and plan for the next Wednesday's game, but we'll all have to live with it. So 37th minute yellow card, red card.
And at the same time, the referee was closer than us. We have a nice view, but we are a little bit farther away of the play. So maybe the call was completely okay, and I am missing something. And if that happens, I apologize. But I thought that the red card, was a little bit against the run of the flow of the game, which was very, very nice so far. So let's continue with the game.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a little more space now, and we'll put that topic in our back pocket now and get back to the ones that matter. Jalisco starting up the pitch now. And foul against Lane United. Already the temperature of this game raising just a little bit.
Carlos Terron has just come back to the field. I think he is okay, so that's the more important thing for Carlos and Lane United. And at the same time, Jalisco has made a substitution. Alex Baker, number 13, is on the field, and he usually plays in the defense. So he is now on the field, and we still have to identify who has been subbed out for Jalisco.
It will be Jalisco's throw. And Reds trying to take it away. Akeem Ward giving some pressure, and now they'll have to play it all the way back to their goalkeeper, does Jalisco.
So, if I am not wrong, considering the friendly nature of the game, Alex Baker is in the game, but Jalisco hasn't subbed out any players. I think that's what already has happened.
We'll try and count.
Which I think it's a very nice way to react to what happened, if that's the case. And I'm glad that Jalisco is again with 11 players on the field.
Well, you see something new every day.
Alex Baker usually plays central defender or left defender or left back, but he's going to play on the right position where Paul Beach was playing previously.
So we promised we would stop talking about it. Now I can't stop thinking about it. But we will we'll get back on focus here.
Well, but that's also what happens in the game at a different pace. But that's also what is been happening in the last 5 minutes because of that foul. So let's move on.
And Nino back for Legros all the way again to Willis. Willis for Legros, and Legros tried to get it to Nino. That's the one guy you don't want to give it to on the Jalisco squad is Dion Jones. Jones played it centrally. Now for Farina. Could be an opportunity for the visitors, and Farina's shot will go into touch off of the Reds. Corner coming.
And now it's a great opportunity for Jalisco. Edgar Gomez is known for his ability to take these free kicks or corner kicks. So it's a great chance for the Blues today.
And here is Gomez. Willis will pluck that one out of the air and holds on tight.
And it's a great opportunity for Ben Willis to feel that he is in the game and to show one more time that he is a proven goalkeeper. It's not easy to be concentrated when you haven't had any job so far.
And Reds play it forward now. Velasquez giving chase and having to make sure he does not step out of the box with the ball. was Morales there, but it's all okay. And Jalisco play forward. Farina, Jones. Intercepted rather easily there by Johnson. And McGraw for Stadler. And Mora looking up, looking for his options. Instead, will play it along the ground to Teron.
I think that another thing that is lacking a little bit, Lane United, is just having the players with more movement. When the ball goes to Vicente Mora, the players are up front, but there is no enough movement and enough possibilities for Mora to play for. So Lane United has to be a little more active, having runs in behind their midfields and other players as well.
And Gomez played that one out into touch, so it's Lane United's ball in an attacking position. Isma Fernandez trying to get around a couple guys, and Isma is himself called for the foul there.
Too much dribbles by Isma Fernandez. Once he has already run by the defender, he has another opportunities and another chances to do. Instead, he's looking for a second dribble that probably was not necessary.
An advantage going to be played there. Jalisco still on the ball. Farina's shot! Off the post, rebound comes there. Deion Jones with it, and the flag goes up.
A minute 44 of the game, and Jalisco is putting the best game so far. And it was a great shot with the left foot by Aiden Farina, which is also a former alumni of South Eugene, as you mentioned before. And this time it wasn't Ben Willis. It was the post.
Yeah.
So.
As Ray Hudson might say, it was Ben's skinny white friend making the save there. And a good save it was. Long ball played for Velasquez. Can he catch up to it? Just yes or no. It is, the linesman certainly has the better angle on the end line there than I do.
Yeah. You have to be very, very focused and lucky also to identify how the bounce is going to be depending on the wind. And it was a little tricky to identify in that situation for Velasquez.
It depends on the wind. It depends on exactly where it lands on the pitch here, and Teron's going to be substituted here.
Yeah.
So maybe continuing knocks from the foul he suffered.
Yeah, I would say that it's more a precautionary measure by John Gallas and the coaching staff. And now in the field is Matt Arbogast, who is having his first minute for the Lane United. Another great opportunity also for him to show his talent in front of the crowd.
Over the head of Cobos there. And it's the Reds' throw into the first half stoppage time. Vicente Mora. Mora back for Johnson. Isma Fernandez. Isma back out towards Mora. And Mora played the long one, but Velasquez couldn't get there, and that is going to be the end of the first half with no score. How about that? Between Jalisco and Lane United, we've certainly had all sorts of stuff to talk about, though. And talk about that we will in the second half. Any closing thoughts on the first for us?
Well, we have a friendly, but at the same time we have a game on the edge, and we are going to see who is going to be the winner in the second half. And I think it's okay for the players, for the people on the stand, and for us. It's a game that both teams are going to continue to battle for in the second half, and we will see if Lane United show that competitive level that they have, or if Jalisco continues to prove themselves.
Yeah, and the best the best single chance of that game so far. I mean, Lane United did have a few, but the best single shot of that game probably was Jalisco's chance at the end of the first half, ringing off the post there, and they nearly had a rebound opportunity for it, but lined up just a bit offside. So great half of football so far. We are going to take a quick break. Before we do, though, we will leave you with a word from the folks who make it all happen.
We're not willing to make that.
All right, well, we're back with you for the second half. The players back out on the field. And as we said, as we were going to break there, 0-0 after 45 minutes of play. Not for some lack of chances at both ends, but not too much for the keepers to worry about. But they both impressed us, made a save or two each. Substitution-wise, we will survey the field. Always takes us until minute 52 or so to really get an eye on all 11 guys, but not seeing any immediately. Do you got one?
Yes, Lane United has the right defender Dylan Nino, and now in his place is Jason Eng, number 29 for the Reds. That's the only one for the Reds, and we will need a little bit of time, as you mentioned, to see if Jalisco has made any other substitution.
And the other substitution Lane United did make already in this game was Jose Carlos Teron having to exit after taking that knock. And what we understand may have been a bit worse of a tackle than it looked initially from this angle. Came a little bit high up on Jose, and studs perhaps out on it. So didn't look too aggressive, but it was in a very visible part of the field, right in front of the referee, right in front of the linesman and the fourth official. And not a good one from Beach, as it turns out. So he was sent off, although Jalisco were allowed to make a substitution. So we are still 11 on 11, and again, do not certainly see that one every day.
And I have already checked Jalisco team, and they haven't made any substitution, except as the one they did in the first half because of the player who got the red card. And we mentioned before that it's number 13 Alex Baker who is playing in his place.
And just to give you the name, it was Matt Arbogast wearing number 6 who came in for Teron at the very end of the first half. And then Eng comes on for Nino. So both fullbacks replaced, and the way John Gallus likes to have his team line up, those fullbacks, very active positions for sure. And an opportunity, particularly for Arbogast, does not get as many minutes to show his stuff. Here he'll just play back for Stadler.
And another thing that Lane United can do is, because the formation of Jalisco is quite defensive. Okay, let's continue with the play.
As Mora slid it forward for Velasquez there. Now back to Ward. Ward trying to keep that alive as it will be taken by Jalisco in the middle of the field. Now through Farina, now back for Farina. The long through ball is actually played for Avila. And Legros will watch it go out.
Yeah, I was trying to say that because the defensive formation of Jalisco, they only utilize one real forward, which is Farina. You definitely should utilize more in advance and more in offensive roles, one of the two central defenders as well. You don't need more than 2 players to just cover Farina. So having one of the central defenders more involved in the offensive attack of the Reds is important.
Long shot through there, and save made, but it spills out, and eventually able to pounce back on it is Jonathan Morales. Some other names we may see at some point tonight for Lane United include Joel Riedstrand. Haven't seen much of him since the beginning of the season, but we really liked what we saw from him at the beginning. And it is it's Andrews Campos in goal now for Jalisco, replacing Jonathan Morales. So just trying to get everybody a chance against tough competition is Enrique Rivas, head coach for Jalisco.
45 excellent minutes by Johnny Morales, and let's see how often the Reds challenge now Campos in the second half.
Campos with yet a different goalie jersey. Oh, the wonders of amateur sports. Played back now for Legros. And Legros calmly will knock it forward. Now through Velasquez, Golan United back out to the wing, and
It's interesting to see how Jalisco is trying to move their defensive line very high. It was number 22, Cisneros, who is trying to really call the line to move higher, and that's really making trouble for the Reds. So, and we see again, and it's quite aggressive in the sense that they are not only wanting to just being deep and sitting back, but also moving forward. So it seems that really Jalisco is getting more and more comfortable, but this is going to open also space for the Reds moving forward.
And the Reds do move forward with it now. It is Arbogast on the wing. Arbogast moving centrally now. Will play it forward for Isma. Now back across to Akeem Ward, who is slid back a little bit more toward the midfield and that forward spot where we saw him at the beginning of the game. And now the touch from Mora, back to Isma, over to Arbogast. Arbogast took off one way, then slid back, but not on top of things. And now Lane United, or now Jalisco, had a quick chance to move forward, but it's just as quickly taken back by the Reds. 5 minutes gone in this second half.
Well, the defensive formation of Jalisco reminds me a little bit of the way the Highlanders used to put the two defensive line, and it's well done. It's really something to be proud of in terms of what Jalisco is doing against a very competitive team.
And credit Enrique Rivas for those have to assume in those instructions at the half, because it's a different look defensively than they showed in the first half.
It's just been a little bit more aggressive, but yeah, again, this is gonna probably create more chances to Lane United at the same time, because they are gonna be a little bit more exposed.
And
but
Ward
it means that they
down.
are going for the game as well.
Ward trying to find Cobos there, but Andrews Campos again able to pluck it out of the air. Willis for Legros, and Eng cannot keep it alive. Throw incoming Jalisco. Hayden Johnson trying to pressure defensively, and Legros will try to get that clearance. Ends up even better for Lane United, as it was off the body of Dion Jones, and it is in fact the Reds' throw on the far side. And now we've got 2 footballs on the field. That's one more than is necessary. Now we are back underway. Jalisco got us back started. And they'll try to play the long ball, headed down by Johnson. And rolled forward now. Isma can't keep it going, and just too many cooks in the kitchen there. Not enough space for them all. Farina trying to take it away, but it will roll back for Stadler. Johnson now to Eng. And Velasquez will run in front of it, watches it roll behind them. Into touch, throw in to come.
Definitely Jalisco is feeling better in this second half. The half has been better for Jalisco, probably just recognizing that they are doing a good job and that the level this evening is quite fair with the level that the Reds are showing, and that's right now I will say that it's getting a little frustrated for the rest because they are not possessing the ball enough, and they are not either finding the spaces that Jalisco is offering. So it's becoming a different game in this second half, but surely even more interesting than in the first half.
And all fair play there as Lane United will keep it, and it's going to be Jalisco's ball now. Farina playing it out, but off of the foot of Isma. Johnson trying to keep it or get it back for Lane United. Edgar Gomez trying to create something for Jalisco, and he draws the foul.
And the way Edgar Gomez is taking the steps, he's gonna shoot.
And it's the long shot from Gomez, and trying to get some beverage there and deal with a cough, nearly missing it from Gomez. Looking for the first stroke of brilliance in this one. And a substitution to come, it looks like, for both teams.
Yeah. Isaias Gonzalez, number 11, for Jalisco, is going out of the field, and in his place,
we will get you an ID as soon as he turns his back to us, which may be a moment. Do I see a 19 there?
yes, it's number 19.
So Mauro Hernandez.
Mauro Hernandez.
And we will wait on Lane United sub until they make it.
Mauro Hernandez is going to occupy the same space right behind Aiden Farina.
And Reds trying to create something crunched together in front of their own bench, and it will be, and now possession is given to Lane United.
And also we have the substitution for the Reds. It's Armando Filho, who is now on the field, and Velasquez is going out, and now it's Casey Chaffertal for Aidan Johnson.
And Chumperto, assume that may be a like-for-like switch. Certainly he's occupied several different positions in the midfield actually this season.
But yeah, as you mentioned, he's going to occupy the holding midfielder position that Mora was playing before, and now Mora is a little bit higher in the field.
And now here's Ward with a chance, and knocked away Morales. Temperature of the game rising again another degree or two. As Mauro on the ball, Mauro trying to get around Fio. Always good to see Armando Fio on the pitch for Lane United, a player who's had some injury issues over the course of his career, but does have certainly a lot to offer. Mora trying to win it back. Fio trying to use his body to gain some space, and does draw the foul. Stadler for Arbogast, and Arbogast will play it along the grass to Legros. Legros' long ball for Ward is knocked down by Akeem. And now central to Isma Fernandez, who is not hesitant to shoot, is Isma. And did create something to deal with for Morales, but he was equal to the chance. Farina knocks it back for Gomez. And now it'll go back for Stadler standing in his own penalty area.
In the same way, the Reds prove the goalkeeper in the first half. That's also what you have to do in the second half. See how the goalkeeper is.
Isma Fernandez will give chase to that one. Morales comes out to clear. Just enough to get the fans moving toward the edge of their seats, but then they'll sit back. Cobos knocks it back. Now another opportunity. Ward takes the long shot and just wide. And Armando Fio in particular thinks there was a deflection there and wants a corner, but no such call. Man United with, what is that, 4 or 5 shots now taken from outside the area in this game? It's been a good number.
For sure, maybe even more.
And again, you know, this is what we were calling for against Calgary. They'll play it now for Cobos, but knocked away. Ward takes it back, and Ward goes down, but it's still Len United's ball. Cobos slid now for Ang as Ward still down. Picking himself up is Akeem, but looking a little bit the worse for wear, and it's offside. We'll keep an eye on Akeem.
So let's see Len United when it's in possession of the ball, it's able to move it quick. There have been a little moments in which they have been able to do that, but it's just not enough to move the defense. But I think that if they are able to do that consistently for 2 or 3 possessions, they are gonna find chances. Farina
around shove for tall. Oh, and the flag comes up, and let's not let that take away from what a nice back heel pass that was, but attempted anyway. Still looked pretty. Here's Jalisco again, and really in these last 2 minutes, Jalisco starting to feel it a little bit, but they're whistled for the foul there. And a little bit of shoving going on, or just a single shove.
Jalisco want to win this game.
Yeah,
it's clear. It's clear, and in this second half, that's their game plan. Having or making a couple of steps higher and just going for the game. And I think it's wonderful for the game in itself. Now it's time for the Reds to really step out their game as well.
It's good for and it's good for the game in the community to have a competitive friendly like this. It showcases the talent that's on display in Liga Unida. As Jalisco still pressing, still trying to get something. And could be something there for Farina, and Farina making it difficult for Stadler, and he got a hold of his arm. The referee not happy about it.
Time to say as well that Farina is being a little isolated, but he's been doing his job very well, because he's just occupying Mitch Lagro and John Stadler, 2 of the best defenders this season in the Northwest Division in the PDL, and he's not making it easy for neither of them.
And it's tough enough anytime you're the one in a 4-5-1. And
yes.
Here is Isma coming off and coming on.
It's Joel Ritzland from Creighton University, and he is one of the more talented players of Len United. Unfortunately, has not been able to play as much as he would have liked it, but this is a nice moment for the Lane United fans to watch him play again.
Rydstrand out of Uppsala, Sweden. I presume I'm probably still saying that wrong, but a Swedish player for the Reds, was named to the Big East All-Freshman team, a standout player for Creighton. And we saw him do a lot of really good things the first week, 2-3 weeks or so of the season, and haven't really seen him since. Maybe there was maybe some injury issue or something that's kept him out of the lineup, but good to see him back, certainly, and we'll see what he can do in a competitive setting as Arbogast watches that one roll out. Kobos immediately takes it away, just did keep it in, and now Akeem Ward. Ward, good ball there. Can he get it for Eng? He can. And Eng back for Rydstrand. Rydstrand with those highlighter cleats. And Arbogast trying the give and go there. Couldn't get it back, but now he's back on the ball, and he'll play all the way back for Eng. 66th minute, still scoreless, would you believe it? Kobos now for Rydstrand. Rydstrand back for Eng, knocked down, and back for Chubb for Tall. Eng again. Eng's ball in, Kobos there, but headed away, and Mora knocked it down on the volley. Rydstrand had it, gave it back to Ward, and has it come back to him. Now Eng again. Chubb for Tall. Rydstrand trying to find Mora, wanted a handball, or tried to find Kobos. Now to Ward. Rydstrand, good ball there. Eng's cross in. No one there for it. Now coming back to collect. Mora's there, and cleared out, throw incoming.
Those were 2 minutes in which Lane United kept the possession, tried to move the ball, trying to wait for the moment in which going for the through ball. Joel Rydstrand immediately making an impact in the game as well as Casey Chaffertal. So those are inspiring moments for the Lane United, showing that they are able to make a step forward and just going for the game in these last minutes of the game.
And that's what we saw from Joel in the first couple of weeks of the season. Very confident player in the middle of the field, does those kind of field general things for you. Looks like he may be, so far we've seen him mostly out on the wing for now, but
he's extremely confident with the ball, and he just takes time until the space is found, and then identify the space and going for the ball. And when you got that calm with the ball in the feet, everything goes faster. It's not just that you have to go always hectic. And so now that Mora and Joel are on the field, let's see if we have more opportunities to come for the Reds.
And Mora now will play it back for Joel and draws the foul, does Mr. Rydstrand. Legros back for Joel. Back for him again, and now it's Akeem Ward in the 69th minute. Long ball played forward for an onside. Armando Fio. Fio will knock it down. And now he'll break for the box and gets it back for Vicente Mora. Back to Fio. Options for him. He takes the calm one for Arbogast. And Casey Chapfertal to Rydstrand. And Rydstrand run into, and a yellow card there. Goes against Juan Carlos Ibarra. So another set piece opportunity here. Bit long for a shot. Not that that has necessarily stopped the Reds tonight. Mora.
It's probably gonna look wide. Yeah.
And they do play the calm long ball wide for Eng. Jason Eng trying to get around two guys and lost the ball. Chance for Jalisco if they can take it. And now the visitors have to play back. Assistant referee has spotted something, and it goes against the Reds. Minute 71, still no score. As they announce last call at the beer garden for those that are here. Again, you at home do not have to abide by that rule. Jalisco pressuring, trying to get something out of this game. They've already gotten plenty out of it. Holding Lynn United scoreless as long as they have. And they're looking to get a point or three out of it. All it takes is one moment of brilliance.
A tie or a win. Because we don't have points in this game,
Yeah.
but that only gives more credit to what they are fighting for as well.
Arbogast. Couple of bodies collide there. Now back for Reedstrand. Reedstrand for Eng. Into the box, and Cobos and Mora both there. Farina. Opportunity for Jalisco, but whistle came just into touch. '72nd minute of this one.
And now another change for the Reds is going to be Nathan Braden.
So Bratton for Cobos. And how about that? You may have heard, I don't know if the PA is picked up by our mics, but 525 in attendance tonight for Lane United and Club Jalisco. Fantastic turnout on a beautiful June evening here in Springfield. The second to last home game at Willamette for Lane United this season. They will play their final game of the season at Pape Field. And we will see about next year. Certainly the long-term plans are great for Lane United. Don't know what the details will look like. Would love to see several years down the road, or maybe not so many years down the road, a rebuilt Civic Stadium playing home, but for now, for the foreseeable future, at the Willamette Lane Center, and still a beautiful home. Throw in there, and Stadler will go all the way back, but Willis wants to be able to do a little bit more, so he'll take a couple of dribbles before playing it forward. Now the long ball. Farina. Farina got around, and a foul at least coming up, and a yellow card to Mr. Stadler.
It's been a nice battle between those two, Aidan Farina and John Stadler. And there is a chance for Jalisco, and it's not gonna be Edgar, but we can expect another shot on goal because of the way the player is getting ready for this kick.
And Ben Willis ready for it. Chipped ball,
No.
and then the header. And good
Yeah.
manufacturing there from
Yeah.
Jalisco.
Yeah, it was Juan Carlos Ibarra, so it seems like when it's Edgar Gomez, he's going for the shot. If it's another one like Juan Carlos Ibarra, they have something prepared as well.
And now, though, it's possession for Lane United. Armando Fio will play back for Stadler.
And there is a little bit of sense of urgency now for the Reds, who definitely want to get a win from this game. So here we go again with everything on the line for the last 16, 17 minutes of the game.
Arbogast. Forward for Bratton there, went eventually to the back, and now Jalisco trying to move forward with it. Fio looking to take it away, he does, and he'll play for Bratton. Bratton now into the box, two guys trailing him, and he'll slide it back out for Armando Fio. And all the way forward for Farina. And now chasing it down the pitch is Jalisco. They couldn't get there. And behind the play, we've got a Jalisco player down. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, it's Edgar Gomez. I think he's just cramping. He's just cramping. And it's another proof of the effort every player is putting into this game.
So as Edgar Gomez is stretched out there.
And the athletic trainer, Cesar, it's taking care of his body.
And I think it's going to be the end of the day for Gomez. He looks certainly in some discomfort.
He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine.
And well, he is temporarily sitting out. We've got someone standing on the bench. It's Jose Macias. It looks like he is set to replace him.
This is a good moment for the Reds, playing against them for maybe 1 or 2 minutes, trying to produce something.
And now the ball out into touch, and we will have our substitution as Macias enters.
Yeah.
And a substitution for the Reds as well. Jonathan Stadler zigzagging toward the touchline. Is he or isn't he exiting?
Yeah, it's
Now he is. Looked like he was giving me the fake out there for a moment. And it is Sam Tweeten on to replace him. Long ball played forward. Jalisco running onto it. It's Amaya. Amaya pickpocketed. Macias running towards it, and Wheaton was bitten by the turf monster there. Now Armando Fio. Vicente Mora. And this could fall for Bratton, and instead it is Bratton that falls. Coming out to collect it was Campos, and Bratton fell over him. Throw incoming for Arbogast. And here's Legros. Across the midway line goes the center back. And pressing forward a little bit, so there is the You mentioned that it's been a while since you brought it up, but Lane United pressing forward with one of their two center backs, trying to bring a little bit of extra attack.
You have to at this moment. It's a moment of risking certain things in order to get something, and that's what the players already know. And so it's just a matter of being a little bit more precise and sharp in those crucial moments. But yeah, you have to risk something in order to get something at this moment in the game. And now Jalisco is able to create chances as well.
So for the visitors in blue, a brief chance they'll run back on the ball and may get more than a brief one here. Trying to get around Chubb for Tall, they'll play back around him, and now he knocks it out of play. Another throw for the visitors. Ball in, and Legros knocks it out. Set piece opportunity coming up for Jalisco. Still no score in the 80th minute.
It's going to be Mauro Hernandez because Edgar Gomez is not able to take the free kick, the corner kick, and there's some good big dudes in the box.
And knocked out. This will fall for the first time shot, and that would have been a stunner, but instead it's well over the bar. Willis gets us restarted into the last 10 minutes of play. Chubb for Tall to the wing for Eng. Eng tries to slide it forward and interrupted by Jalisco. Still Jalisco's ball. And whistle goes there. It'll go against the Reds. '82nd minute. If you told me this game would be 0-0 at this point in the game beforehand, I don't know that I would have believed you. Certainly has not been without entertainment, though.
Yeah, Jalisco has been able to be in the game. I think that the crucial moment was around the minute 30 or something. Jalisco started to feel that they were today on the same level as Lane United was playing, and Lane United hasn't been able to make it to play at a higher level consistently enough.
There's a takeaway from Moore, though, chipping it forward for Bratton. Bratton knocks it down, and great closing speed there to recover from Brian Avila, but he has no choice but to knock it out of play. And the corner coming, Armando Fio to take it. But first, a substitution for Jalisco, it would appear. Yes, we will get it, and it is, or will we? I think we're holding off on the substitution. No, just miscommunication over who it was. Avila ran most of the way toward the bench, and his coach said, no, not you. It's Amaya. So Luis Amaya will exit. And trying to spot a number for his replacement, might have to put that on hold.
It's Brian Jacobo, number 12.
So here is Fio's corner moment or the throw-in. It did not roll out where I thought. And Arbogast plays it across. Tweeten will run down to get it. And Hakeem Ward knocked it out. And it's Jalisco's throw, and now a foul comes.
I think we mentioned before in the game against South Sound that there are no friendly games.
Yeah.
There are games that count competitively and others that not. And this is not a friendly game. This is a competitive game, and these kind of plays are part of the game. Um, but yeah, let's go with the positive end of this is that Lane United should prove their higher level, and they still have 7, maybe 9 more minutes to do it. So.
And here's Jalisco. Jalisco trying to seize the moment and get what would be quite a result, not only for them, but for Liga Unida as an entity. But it's Armando Fio trying to get by 2 guys for Lane United. That worked about as well as you might think, but the Reds do get the ball back. Chubb for Tall slides it for Eng. Eng now for Reedstrand. Reedstrand has it taken away, and Avila. Hakeem Ward with the pickpocket job there will go back for Mr. Ben Willis in the 85th minute. Sun starting to, sky starting to change here anyway. Bratton forward for Reedstrand, has to play to Eng, and they'll go all the way back for Legros, and all of a sudden Legros has Farina coming through him, knocking it out of play. Man United's throw in.
It's complicated to be sharp in the right moment when you haven't been sharp enough throughout the whole 85 minutes. But at the same time, this is the wonderful part of this game, that just 2 or 3 brilliant passes and sharp passes can make it the right one to find the goal. So I think that's what you have to look for. You have been playing at a certain level for the whole evening, and now just being focused and concentrating on 3 or 4 passes and make it a goal. And ending the evening with a nice feeling.
And Reedstrand tugged down there. Looks like Reedstrand will take the free kick. Glance back to see if Gallus on the bench has any instructions for him. And the service in. A Jalisco fan on their first clearance attempt, but in the end it's no harm, no foul. Comes back for Ward, he gets to Arbogast. And not sharp enough for Mora, but Jalisco have to clear it into touch. Fio's throw. Mora gets it over his man and pulls it behind. Chubb for Tall. Was just enough to earn the yellow card. And the foul there by Jalisco. Hakeem Ward sets it down. Arbogast also in the vicinity of the ball, as is Armando Fio. Lots to think about.
Quick for Armando.
And now back to Hakeem. Hakeem with a good turn to create something, and then again Jalisco no choice but to clear it away. Arbogast for Fio. Fio and 2 against 1 don't work very often. Jalisco takes it back. Trying to move up through the midfield, and now it's Chubb for Tall. Chubb for Tall. Armando Fio. Ball in, and just begging for somebody. But there's somebody that got a deflection on it, was wearing dark blue. And it's another corner for Lane United, 89th minute. Eng's there if they want to play short. And now he'll move back out. Reedstrand's cross. Trying to find somebody and cleared only very briefly. Now Ward. Back for Reedstrand. Could this be it as the cross? Nope, does not even get through.
It was a good defensive play by Jalisco again.
And Ward is chopped at there, but getting the ball on it was Macias. Into minute 89. Tweeten heads that one down, and it's a good thing he did because the numbers were not in his favor there. But it's still dangerous. A throw in a pretty advanced position for Jalisco in this scoreless friendly, or scoreless not so friendly, as it has been at times.
Let's see if the referee gives to all of us at least 2 or 3 minutes of a stoppage time, making it more real, considering how many saps and interruptions have occurred, and we have still more chances.
And now here's Fio. Fio still on the ball. Low cross comes in, knocked away Jalisco, and Mora going for the golazo there, but not going to happen.
Going for the final exclamation point of the evening. Now it's on the hands of the referee, giving more stoppage time or just ending the game for all of us.
You'd think maybe all told, factor in the whistles, the injuries, the cards, subtract it because it's a friendly. Still should have a solid 2 minutes or so here, hopefully 3 and maybe more. Little bit sketchy there from Lane United, and opportunity for Jalisco, and the shot goes wide. Brian Jacobo there.
One punch for Lane United, one punch for Jalisco. Both teams going for the win.
Nate Broughton. Broughton has Fio come behind him. Now for Mora. Mora trying to get it forward. Hakeem Ward knocks it down. Ward clears a bit of space and then gets it out to the wing. Into the box it goes now. The shot goes wide.
Great combination, great play. Finally, we have the central defender going all the way up, and it was Mitch Lacrosse shots just being wide for a little bit. Beautiful ending of the game.
Will Jalisco now manufacture one final chance? They get an opportunity off a throw-in, and Arbogast, a little bit too much of a shove there for the referee's liking, but now it's Lane United's ball. Mora gave it away and was run into. Advantage played, and Breedstrand in the box. Through. Bratton's on it. The shot, the save. Not enough on the shot from Nate Bratton. Putting his foot all the way through the ball is Campos. And we play on for at least a couple of more moments. Jalisco get the chance. They may still. They wanted Jacobo with the shot again, and it's wide, and there is the final whistle. An entertaining, albeit not super high scoring or no scoring at all, but very, very entertaining match. There were good chances, there were good tackles, there was some not so good tackles, there was some not so good chances. It was a fun game to watch. I think Liga Unida have to really like the way that game turned out. Jalisco have to be proud of the way they played to get the draw against a Northwest Division PDL team as a, competitive rec league team. A very big accomplishment for Jalisco. And on the Lane United side, I think they still did a lot of things well tonight. There were some moments of good combination play. There was some good opportunities for the Rolando Vasquez and the Alberto Cobos of the world to show their show what they can do to John Gallis. An entertaining game. No score, unfortunately, but still a very entertaining one. You've got any final thoughts for us?
Yeah, I think that probably the coaching staff of the Reds is not feeling very good about the game in itself. They didn't produce enough. They didn't keep possession enough. They didn't move the ball quicker enough. But at the same time, that's why you have training sessions to keep working. And sometimes these games also help you to realize what is the thing that you have to keep working on. The important part is that it was competitive. And because of that, you can get some conclusions and things to know moving forward. For Jalisco, it was very good, something to be proud of, to enjoy this moment, and also for just the whole community of Lane County, because again, this is representing a very important part of the soccer culture here in Eugene. And as a final thought, this is my last game this season. I just would like to thank all the crew, Carly, Andrew, Chris, Galen, and yourself, Isaac, of course, and also my buddy on the camera today, Graham. Thank you all for your patience and understanding, and it's been wonderful, and I'm going to continue to watch you in Spain in a few days.
Absolutely, and cannot say enough about what you've brought to the broadcast as well. Certainly could not have gotten this far without you. So I will be back with you next Wednesday against the Timbers U23s. We may work somebody else out for color. It may be me flying solo. You'll have to stay tuned for that. But for what we've had up until this point, Inaki, muchas gracias, señor.
De nada, de nada.
We will leave you with one final word from our sponsors.
Señor, we're not willing to make that